The first patient was a delivery driver named Mark. He came in complaining of aphasia, the loss of language, but it wasn't that simple. He could speak, just not his own thoughts. He'd look at me, his eyes wide with a strange clarity, and say things like, "At 43, a sudden embolism will claim you," during a lecture on neural pathways. Chillingly specific, right? I put it down to a rare form of confabulatory aphasia, a brain trying to fill in the gaps. Then came the second patient, a librarian. She looked at my nurse and said, "A fall down the stairs in your own home, a cracked vertebra, a slow bleed, age 61. By the end of the week, I had 5 of them, all unrelated, all from different parts of the city. But they all shared 2 things, a complete inability to express their own thoughts, and this uncanny, terrifying ability to perfectly describe the death of whoever they looked at. The aphasia wasn't random. It was a script, a prophecy. They became known in the hospital as the oracles. The media had a field day, but I was focused on the mechanism. How was this happening? Standard MRIs and PET scans showed unusual activity in the Broca's area, the language center of the brain, but nothing to explain this. Talent. The 6th patient, a young college student, gave me the missing piece. She was brought in by her roommate, who was hysterical. The roommate explained that they were just talking, looking at each other, and then her friend just changed. It clicked. Eye contact. The condition was spreading through eye contact. It wasn't a virus, not in the biological sense. It was something else, a pathogen of information. I started isolating the patients, communicating through notes and video relays where I wasn't looking directly at them. The prophecies they uttered weren't theirs. They were receiving them from somewhere or something. The human brain, with its intricate language centers, wasn't the source. It was the processor, a translation matrix. I started recording everything they said, transcribing the grim predictions. Initially, it seemed like a random collection of morbid fortunes, but then I saw it. I lined up the prophecies in the order of their utterance from the first patient to the latest. It wasn't just random sentences. There were connecting words, conjunctions, a grammatical flow that was too precise to be a coincidence. At 43, a sudden embolism will claim you, followed by the next patient's first utterance. And the world will not notice. And the next, because a greater silence is coming. My blood ran cold. This wasn't a disease, it was an intelligence, a vast, alien consciousness learning our language by observing our ultimate endpoint, death. It was using our minds as a biological Rosetta Stone, translating its own thoughts into a form we could understand. And it was almost finished. I looked at the string of prophecies, the words collected from dozens of now infected minds across the city. The sentence was nearly complete. It was a message, a warning, or perhaps a declaration. Each new prophecy added another clause, another piece of a cosmic statement being assembled inside human heads. I looked at the last recorded fragment, when the last star is seen. What happens when the sentence is finished? What truth or what horror will it finally speak into existence? I look at my reflection in the dark monitor, the only way I can safely see myself now. I have to find a way to stop it, but how do you fight a sentence? How do you cure a thought? The next infected person who looks at me won't just tell me how I die. They might speak the final word, the word that ends everything.